The Toronto Raptors were able to return to their practice facility today, but for individual workouts only. We don't know if the NBA will return this season, but what I do know is a lot of you are missing basketball like me, especially if you're watching the Netflix documentary The Last Dance, which follows Michael Jordan's last championship run with the Bulls. Somebody I know who is hugely missing basketball is Raptors radio play-by-play Paul Jones, who saw Jordan in his prime.
Well, let's put it this way. If you've ever seen Kobe play in person with that intransigent mindset, that stubborn, obstinate, almost like you almost say at one time, okay, forget it, have it. It's one of those things like a kid and a parent where the kid never gives up, nattering at the parent. And the parent just says, fine, go ahead. That's what it was like, watching Michael play.
I'm gonna ridicule you until you get on the same level with me.
For years, there has been constant debate over a current NBA player possibly being better than Michael Jordan. But Jones says when it comes to his airness, truly nobody will be able to dethrone him.
I think it's the competitiveness, Lindsay. In this era, people will always look at the numbers and compare, quantitatively and looking at stats and analytics and per this, and what you can't measure is in what's inside somebody's their head and their chest, and you just could never measure that with Michael. So that's to me what puts him ahead. And I hope the younger generation that are getting a look at Last Dance understand his brashness, his boldness.
The longtime broadcaster and Raptors fan favorite has had some pretty phenomenal experiences during his career, but recently had an MJ moment of his own.
I've interviewed him. I've met him. Funny story was last year when the Raptors were in Charlotte. I was getting in the elevator and I heard this, hold the door around the corner. So I stuck my foot, never your arm. The sensors are at the bottom. So I stuck my foot in the bottom of the door and the door popped open and in walks Michael Jordan and his new wife. And I'm just kind of standing there and he knew exactly who I was. I mean, you'd have to be dead to not know who he was. And he kind of looked and he said, you guys are playing pretty well. I said, yeah. Just a matter of keeping it going. And I was going to like 8 and he was going to 4. And he got off and got out. And I was like, oh, okay, hold it together.
Just down the street from where the Raptors practice is where the Marlies play. And it was announced today that the AHL has officially canceled their season.